Atomic Energy Center School Number 3 Tarapur celebrates World English Day. Celebration always brings jubilation. Welcome to a great celebration and joint jubilation. Today, we treat you with triple bonanza. First, it's World English Day as declared by United Nations. Second, today is the death anniversary of world's greatest dramatist, playwright and poet William Shakespeare. And third, today is World Book and Copyright Day. So have some fun. Come on, let's celebrate.
The story of the English language began in the 5th century when Germanic tribes invaded Celtic-speaking Britain and brought their languages with them. Later, Scandinavian Vikings invaded and settled with their languages too. In 1066, William I from modern-day France became king, and Norman French became the language of the courts and official activity. People couldn't understand each other at first because the lower classes continued to use English while the upper classes spoke French, but gradually French began to influence English. By Shakespeare's time, modern English had developed, printing had been invented, and people had to start to agree on correct spelling and vocabulary. William Shakespeare is credited with the invention or introduction of over 1,700 words that are still used in English today.
Quite interesting, isn't it? To tell us more about the English that we speak today, we have with us Mrs. Trupti Vikas Panicker, an ex-faculty of Royal Junior College, Mumbai, presently working as a pedagogue in British School in Dubai, UAE. Let's welcome Mrs. Trupti.
Hello one and all. It's such a pleasure to be here talking with you on a topic that's very close to my heart. English as we know today. I'm Mrs. Trupti Vikas Panicker. I used to teach in Royal College at Matunga, and currently I teach in a British school here in Dubai, UAE. Literature, language, life. The way we speak has a powerful effect on us. We connect to each other, express our ideas, and tell our stories. Language we use comes from history and a complex medium. Words from our past, our present, and our future. Despite of the profound influence on us, we too have an influence on literature and language. And English, as you notice here, has been widely used in all these countries all over the world. The English language that we use today has a long history. It dates back to 600 AD. The ancestors of the language were wandering around in the forests of northern Europe. Their language was a part of Germanic branch of Indo-European family. As people moved to different parts of the world, the language started to spread and be influenced by other languages. Initially, it was influenced by Anglo-Saxon, and then gradually they moved to Latin. The history of language is divided into three. Old English, which dates from 7th century to 1100, then Middle English, which dates from 1100 to 1450 to 1500, and then the Modern English, which started from 1500 and we use it even now. Since time immemorial, people have fought each other. Even centuries ago, when England was established, there were several kingdoms and the most advanced one was Northumbria. It was this period that the best of the Old English literature was written. West Saxons then became the leading power, and it was during this time that the schools were started and many books were translated from Latin to English. A few years later, Norse language affected the English considerably, and it brought in words like sky, give, law, egg, etc. This then gradually moved on to Middle English. Middle English period was from 1100 to 1200, and with the political overturns, England was ruled by the kings whose native language was French. Now, French couldn't become the national language because it became the language of the court, nobility, polite society, and literature. But that did not replace the language of people. English continued to be the national language, and it changed much after the conquest. Words related to court, government, etc., got included in the language, and we would we would start using words like parliament, tax, government, majesty, cream, biscuits, etc. The sound system and grammar wasn't affected much, but vocabulary got affected here. But this Middle English is much closer to modern English, so it's considered to be simple. As you see here, the other languages influenced English to a great extent. Between 1400 to 1600, English underwent a couple of sound changes. One change was the elimination of vowel sounds in certain unstressed positions at the end of the words. And this affected thousands of words and gave a different aspect to the language. The invention of printing during this time affected the language. Books became cheaper and more people learned to read and write and advance in communication. This period was called more of early modern English, which gradually was transited into the recent developments that we practice these days, which of course is highly influenced by the social media. Now, having mentioned social media, I cannot end my talk without mentioning the influence of social networking sites on the English language. Now, social media has its impact on the number of information that gets communicated all over the world. It is a far-reaching impact, and various changes are evident in the way people write and speak English because of this changing nature of communication. You must have seen your teachers writing on your paper, please use correct spellings. This is because social media has forced us to do away with the vowels. We write short forms for everything. And at this point, I would say that we are not aware that we are not writing the correct spelling. We are not aware that we are not using correct grammar. Informal language has become a very easy form of communication. I'm sure you've all heard number of these things from your teachers, especially. Uh, but you have brought in words like selfies, memes, unfriend, block, all of these in the day-to-day language for us as well. And with this, I would say thank you to all of you. And if you feel that there was some element of OMG in this talk, you can DM your teacher and thus send across a LOL. I would call that as a lot of love to me if you feel so. Thank you and have a wonderful time ahead.
That was wonderful, ma'am. Thank you very much. Let me give you some more fun facts about English. What is World English Day without a poetry recitation? Let's listen to a hilarious poem recited by Kshitij Bhosle, animation work by Nayan Kakde. Over to Kshitij.
I knew a man from Patushi, as murder-headed as could be. He always got mixed up with his tools. He wore his mittens on his toes, forgot his collar in his haste, and tied his tie around his waist. What a murderhead was he, that man who lived in Patushi. They told him as he went about, "You have got your coat on inside out." And when they saw his hat, they said, "You have put a saucepan on your head." What a murderhead was he, that man who lived in British. At lunch, he scratched a piece of bread and spread some butter on his head. He put his walking stick to the bed and he stood in the rack and said, "What a murderhead was he, that man who lived in British." He walked up to a tram one day and climbed the best right. Conductor thought that he would pay. Instead, he said, "Politely, Panicker began instrumental. I am off for a week's vacation. I stopped to beg your grand guitar as soon as we reached the station. Conductor got a fright and didn't sleep that night. What a muddlehead was that man who lived in. He rushed into the first cafe. A railway ticket please, one. And at the ticket office said a slice of tea and a cup of bread. What a muddlehead was that man who lived in British. He passed the man collecting the fares and entered a garage awaiting his that stood on a siding all by himself. Half of his luggage he put on a shelf, the rest on the floor, his foot on his lap, and he settled himself for a bit of a nap. All at once he raised his head. I must have been asleep, he said. Hey, what stop is this? He cried. A tushki, a voice replied. Once again he closed his eyes and dreamt he was in paradise. When he woke, he looked about, raised the window, and leaned out. I have seen this place before, I believe. Is it Kharkov or is it Kiev? Tell me where I am, he cried. In Patushki, a voice replied. And so again he settled down and dreamt the world was upside down. When he woke, he looked about, raised the window, and looked out. I seem to know this station too. Is it Nalchik or Baku? Tell me what it's called, he cried. Patushki, a voice replied. Up he jumped, it's a crime. I've been riding all this time, and here I am where I began. That's no way to treat a man. What a muddlehead was he, that man who lived in Patushki.
Now in this program, you'll listen to snatches that capture your imagination. English is a vibrant language. It is omnipresent and its variety and simplicity has made it a global language. Let's listen to our class 12 students singing about the greatness of English language. The pandemic has made us all sing from home. So this is a virtual choir. Did you know that our English teacher, Mr. Selson Samuel, has written the lyrics, composed the melody, and given the music to the song? And he has recorded the song for us. Let us listen to this beautiful song.
Chance and execution. English learning surely take you greater destination. English is a treasure, English all the time. English is a pleasure, English all the time. Accidental fantasy, orient diplomacy. Globally the golden ladder, English all the same. Transport communication, culture, all to English education. English is a treasure, English all the time. English made for pleasure, English all the time. Occidental fantasy, Orient diplomacy. Globally the golden ladder, English all the same. Globally the golden ladder, English all the same. Globally the
Akansha Kumari is in a conversation with Mrunmay Tagade. Both have not met yet, but what a great idea to introduce idioms to our day-to-day life. It's really interesting. Thanks to Mr. Upendran of The Hindu for the text.
Happy New Year!
A Happy New Year to you too. You don't look too good. What's wrong? Too much dancing last night?
Not really. I stayed awake till 5 in the morning, that's all.
You look terrible. Go into the drawing room and take a load off your feet.
What load are you talking about? I don't have anything on my feet.
Someone says get a load off your feet It means they want you to sit down and relax.
I see, but didn't you say take a load off your feet the first time?
That's right. You can either say get a load off your feet or take a load off your feet. Both are acceptable.
So, can you tell someone come on in and take a load off your feet?
You certainly can. Here's another example. Get a load off your feet and have a drink.
A drink? That's nice. What is it that you're offering?
Nothing actually. That was just an example.
You're such a lousy host. Anyway, what did you do during your Christmas break?
Nothing much actually. Just let the grass grow under my feet.
Didn't do anything? Huh? Sounds like you're alright. Geeta is the only person I know who doesn't let the grass grow under her feet.
Most people I know who work in government offices let the grass grow under their feet. How is Anand doing, by the way? Does he like his new job?
He is still finding his feet.
Finding his feet? Has he lost them?
It means getting used to a new situation, am I right?
Absolutely. When I joined my company, my boss said I would need time to learn about how the company works. He said I would find my feet gradually.
When my cousin went to stage, she was miserable. But when she called up us last week, she said that she was finally beginning to find her feet.
That actually happens to the people who push off to the States. First, they hate the place. Later, they fall in love with it and don't want to come back to their home.
That's true.
Here's another example. When my cousin Gayatri was made the principal of her college, she was all at the sea. Now, slowly she is finding her feet.
Your cousin Gayatri? Isn't she an actress?
No, that's my cousin Ambika. Gayatri is the one who wrote a couple of plays.
Does she still write? Another expression with feet? What does that mean?
When you vote with your feet, you show your displeasure against something by walking out.
In other words, if you don't like something, you just get up and walk.
That's right. When the superstar's latest movie was released, a lot of people voted with their feet. Many of them walked out after the first half an hour.
When the chairman began to talk about his new proposal, many shareholders voted with their feet.
That's a very good example. Most women do not like the new detergent that we have come up with. They are voting with their feet.
The next time the politician visits our constituency, we should vote with our feet.
That's a good idea. Hey, do you want to help me clean the garage? It will be fun.
Well, since you have used so many expressions using the word feet, I have only one thing to say.
What's that?
My foot.
It is important to remember the English literary giant William Shakespeare. There is no one equal to the Bard of Avon. Accomplishments show that he is world number one. Let's listen to a song composed, concerted and rendered by Mr. Selson Samuel.
Royal playwright, poet, English literati, loyal writer, author, actor, glitterati. Royal playwright, poet, English literati, loyal writer, author, actor, glitterati. Verses, sonnets, plays, all flow so fluent and free. Name and fame all followed him, all will agree. Verses, sonnet, plays, all flow so fluent and free. Name and fame all followed him, all will agree. And it is Shakespeare, Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. Let's remember that's not equal to a Bard of Avon. Shakespeare, Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. Let's remember that's not equal to a Bard of Avon. Literary giant, there's no one to dare. Accomplishments, galleries, world number one. Literary giant, there's no one to dare. Accomplishments, galleries, world number one. Elizabethan time he was a celebrity. Jacobean Hall of Fame to eternity. Elizabethan time he was a celebrity. Jacobean Hall of Fame to eternity. Quotes and words, his contribution tell his glory. Transcending across all ages, know his story. Quotes and words, his contribution tell his glory. Transcending across all ages, know his story. And name is Shakespeare, Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. Let's remember there's none equal to our bard of heaven. Shakespeare, Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. Let's remember there's none equal to our bard of heaven. Literary giant, there's no one to dare. Accomplishments galleries, while number one. Literary giant, there's no one to dare. Accomplishments galleries, while number one. He's world number one. He's world number one. He's world number one.
Today is World English Day. To enhance the importance of English, we have a declamation by Miss Tahura Sheikh.
Yes, they told me you were fools and that I was not to listen to your fine words, nor trust to your charity. You promised me my life, but you lied. You think life is nothing but not being stone dead. It is not the bread and water I fear. Bread has no sorrow for me and water no affliction. But to shut me from the light of the sky and the sight of the fields and flowers, to chain my feet so that I can never again ride with the soldiers, nor climb the hills, to make me breathe foul damp darkness, and to keep me from everything that brings me back to the love of God, when your wickedness and foolishness tempted me to hate Him. I could do without my war house, I could drag about in a skirt, I could let the trumpets and the banners and the knight and the soldiers leave me behind and pass by as they leave the other women. If only I could still hear the wind in the trees, the lark in the sunshine, the young lamb crying through the healthy frost, and the blessed church bells that send my voices to me on the wind. I could not live without these things, and from your wanting to take them away from me, or from any human creature, I know that your counsel is of the devil, and that mine is of God.
There is no substitute for hard work. When it comes to books, there is no pleasure other than reading books. Here we have Atharva Karanjkar to tell more about books in the life of a student.
Good morning, my name is Atharva and I am standing before you to express my views on the topic Importance of Books in Students' Life. Books are considered as the best friends of students in a real sense, and it is said that they are also the best companions of students. They play a significant role in students' life. Books give plenty of joy to students and they learn a lot of things from books. They take them into a unique world of imagination and improve their standard of living. Books help to inspire students to do hard work with courage and hope. They enrich the experience of students and sharpen their intellect. There are many benefits of reading books. Students will get more knowledge, improve memory, and build vocabulary. Books increase the knowledge of students and improve their intellect. They learn different concepts and introduce numerous shades of culture of world. Reading books makes students aware of the various societies and civilizations across the globe. By reading books, students can explore the past, present, and the future and can solve many problems. Books inspect the clarity and creativity in students' mind. Many students forget what they have learnt yesterday, but reading books can help improve the memory of students. When students read books, they create the images of the story and the character mentioned in the book, and they are able to memorize what they have read. So if students read regularly, their visual memory will activate and it will help them to quickly remember things. Reading books is an adequate remedy for students who relieve stress. When students read books, they feel stress-free and books take them to the world of imagination. Reading books inspire students and motivate them to change their life, and they are highly charged with positive energy. If students want to improve their vocabulary, then reading books is the fastest way for them. When students read different books on different subjects, they are able to learn more new words, which will not only help them to modify their vocabulary but also help them to build the awareness on various topics. When students relieve the stress by reading books, then it naturally helps them to focus on their life. This will also help them to improve their academic performance and they can learn more in very less time. When the students feel stress-free, then they can focus on studies easily without any barrier, and the chances of getting top grades will increase. Books can improve a students' ability to think, and they are able to find the new solutions to problems. Reading books can build the understanding and awareness of students in different situations. Books make students self-effacing and compassionate and also boost the confidence of students. Reading books can enhance the imagination and creativity of students and increases positive thinking. Thank you and have a nice day.
We listened to a speech. Now let's get drenched in a song. Our alumni, a student of AECS Tarapur, Josha Maggie Selson, is going to present a song about the importance of books. You'd wonder, books can wave a magical spell. Books can make a student prudent and intelligent. Over to Josha.
Students should be prudent, intelligent, well-informed, learned and diligent. Students should be prudent, intelligent, well-informed, learned and diligent. All a book, share a book, grab a book, read a book, do it right, futures bright, learn books. All a book, share a book, grab a book, read a book, do it right, futures bright, learn books. Books prepare, books declare, books humans reach brilliance. Books affire, books inspire, books life-changing experience. Books open the world to all, books help focus and inform. Books educate, entertain, empower one and all. Books hypnotize, mesmerize, books help kids to memorize. Books engrave, enshrine, enhance cognitive enterprise. Students should be prudent, intelligent, well-informed, learned and diligent. Students should be prudent, intelligent, well-informed, learned and diligent. Own a book, share a book, grab a book, read a book, do it right, futures bright, learn books. Own a book, share a book, grab a book, read a book, do it right, futures bright, learn books. Books true friends, books show trends, books change perspective of life. Books inform, books transform, books mold intellectual strife. Books of paper, powerful weapon, books like waiting, ready friends. Books impactful, influential, book history of information. Books shape conduct, character, books shape one for public health. Books give variety, prosperity, enhancing spice of life. Students should be prudent, intelligent, well-informed, learned and diligent. Students should be prudent, intelligent, well-informed, learned and diligent. Own a book, share a book, grab a book, read a book, do it right, future bright, learn books. Own a book, share a book, grab a book, read a book, do it right, future bright, learn books.
J Sam Daniel Stalin, an alumnus of Premier Madras Christian College, is an award-winning seasoned senior television journalist with the NDTV. He has travelled across 7 countries including Europe and US for the past 20 years. And now he is the current bureau head in Chennai. He was the first to report tsunami from ground zero, an alumnus of prestigious international institutions, recipient of several fellowships and awards of excellence. He has interviewed a range of national, international leaders, Nobel laureates, celebrities, spokespersons and newsmakers. And he has addressed a TEDx meet and has mentored many budding journalists. It is a privilege to hear from him. Over to Mr. Sam Daniel.
I'm happy the Atomic Energy School number 3 celebrates UN English Day today. I thank Professor Selson Samuel and all other faculty members for having invited me to share my thoughts with you, young children. It's always a joy to speak to young students. And to begin with, I would say all languages around the world are equally important and are very good. But practically speaking, over the years, a few languages have evolved to be functionally important. For instance, in India, we have 22 scheduled languages, we have 28 states, 8 union territories, and in this context, English has evolved into a very good link language. Anyone from Kashmir who does not speak Tamil can now travel to Tamil Nadu and speak to someone here in English. Second reason, English has also over the years become the language of science and development largely. And you may not agree with that always, but practically speaking, many regard people who have a good communication in English, people who are articulate in English, they think they are quite intelligent. Although English is just a language, a tool, just like any other language, practically speaking, many equate English language proficiency with intelligence. And that's one reason why everyone, a humble tea seller to a bureaucrat, all of them want their children to be sent to an English medium school. Lastly, English is also being seen as a passport to success. You may have good academic qualification, you may be a gold medalist, and if you are able to speak well, you are someone preferred for a job. In an interview, you will be sought after. And that's again one reason why many give importance to English language acquisition or even mastery of English language. And lastly, English is also a language which continues to rapidly grow. One reason how it manages is it absorbs words from all other languages. It has words from Tamil, Marathi, Hindi, and that's why it becomes a very alive language, a language that is very actively thriving, living, and also growing. Not everybody will accept it, but these are facts that work in favor of English language. Now, my focus, your teachers wanted me to speak about how you children who have a good interest in English can use this skill, can develop this language competence among yourselves and use it for perhaps a career using English as your base. One opportunity, of course, in the field of media, in the field of journalism is becoming a reporter like me. You can, if you speak well, if you can write well, you can perhaps consider this option. And another one is you may want to be a copywriter, a sub-editor. You may not want to work on the field interviewing people or news gathering, but perhaps you can sit in the office, edit the news reports given by other reporters. You can polish it, you can perfect it, make it more interesting to read. Many organizations also nowadays want what they call as content writers to be able to share their ideas in a professional way, to write and design brochures, to write press releases, to use language in many different ways to help their company, to help their product sell well. And also now we live in a social media era. You talk about Facebook, Twitter, lots of other such platforms, and you need people who are good in writing to be able to write for them, write for their organizations on social media, to also respond to comments, criticism, or other such observations they get about themselves or about their companies online. So how do we develop these skills? You may be good in writing, you may be good in speaking English, but how do you really prepare yourself to get these jobs? For example, your school or college may think about starting something called a media club, giving opportunities for students to develop their writing skills, their reporting skills, so that even before you apply for a job in the media sector, you would have some examples, some samples of your work to be shown to them even right when you were in college. Say, for example, you can start a monthly or a weekly magazine. You can have your own Facebook page where you can print, you can publish all these writings by students. Everyone has a smartphone. That's good enough to become a television journalist of sorts. You can interview people coming to your school, you can interview the chief guests. There could be someone who has performed well or won a championship in a sports event. You can interview that boy or girl. There could be an environmentalist doing some good work in restoring water bodies in your area. You can film them, you can interview him or her. There could be a good rags to riches story, a businessman, an industrialist who came from humble backgrounds, who's made it really big. You can interview that person, and all this can be put on your Facebook page, or you can have your own website for your school or for your college as part of the media club. And all these can be good samples of your work. They may not be professional, but every time you do a different work, I'm sure the quality will improve, and this would put you in an advantageous position when you apply for a job, because you have tried to do these things with the limited opportunity you have right in your school or college. Name it, you have it. You need such people who can report, who can write, who can comment on this. Maybe you like watching cricket matches, you can write about that, you can record about that. Maybe you like food, you can start writing reviews about restaurants, new recipes in your local food joints there. Like that, the opportunities are unlimited if only you have the interest for this. And as young students, during your summer vacation, you can even seek summer internship opportunities with a local newspaper organization, a television station you have there, so that you get to learn how these professionals work on the ground. They'll be happy to take you around when they do their stories, when they interview people, and all these things could be a huge learning opportunities. Bloggers and vloggers who write or who even record their video comments, they are becoming very popular, and that also is a great idea to begin with. How do we improve your language skills? Read a lot. Read at least one English newspaper fully. This will unconsciously improve your vocabulary. Your mind will unconsciously record hundreds of new words, and that will release those words at the right time when you're joining a conversation, when you are part of a debate or a discussion. Watch at least one good English news channel in India, and also international channels like BBC at least for half an hour every day, so that you would learn how they report, you would learn how they write scripts, you would learn how the scripts match with the visuals you see on screen. And these could be great opportunity, great methods to learn about. You can have your own role model, and unconsciously, even before you take up a job opportunity, this will actually groom you. You don't need a journalism degree always, but it's always good to have degrees, a journalism degree, because nowadays news organizations, media organizations prefer taking students with a professional degree. So one option, you can choose a good journalism degree from at undergraduate level, or you can choose any degree of your choice at the undergraduate level. And then if you're still interested to pursue journalism or to pursue a career in media field, you can then probably take up a 1-year postgraduate diploma course in a very renowned institute. Like for instance, we have in Chennai the Asian School of Journalism, you have the Symbiosis in Pune, you also have the Manipal Academy. So these institutes offer professional setup. They have their own in-house news channels, in-house magazines, in-house digital platforms, where they make you work the way we work in the industry. And that way their placements they have good placement system, and your job opportunity becomes a lot easier. In a nutshell, try to create opportunities in these fields wherever you are, as a student, as a college student, as a faculty member, so that even before you go to that professional level seeking a job, you'll be able to understand this better, you'll be able to really hone your skills in a better way. I hope this helped you, and I wish you all the best, and hope to see many of you perhaps pursuing a career in media. But lastly, the industry space is largely now becoming technical. It's becoming advanced. Technology is replacing human manpower. In a sense, for instance, 20 years ago, we used to go as a 3 or 4 member team to do a television news story. But now, it's just one person because everything has been brought into a mobile phone. Your phone can shoot, you can edit using the apps in the phone. So all these things have made jobs that much scarce in this field. So if you want to be really successful, if you're still passionate to pursue a career in the media field, make sure you also have interest in using technology. You should be extremely tech savvy, be able to film, be able to write, be able to edit yourself so that you become a versatile media person. All the very best. Thank you.
Our Vice Principal, Mr. S. Seshan, is a great teacher, an eloquent speaker, and an erudite scholar. It is good to listen to his words of wisdom. Over to Mr. S. Seshan.
Dear students, April 23rd is famous for 3 different aspects. The first one is it is a World English Day. Second one is the death anniversary of the world famous English writer Shakespeare. Third one is it is a World Book Day, World Copyright Day. First of all, when you talk about English, why at all we learn English? Why should we learn English? It is because it is a global language. That is, 1 in every 5 persons who come across in this world knows the language or understands it very well. This may be because of the fact that the English colonized almost 25% of the countries in the world. Therefore, it is called a global language. Secondly, it is also called the library language because all the scientific and technological documents are available in English. All the innovations, new discoveries, and various other aspects of various subjects are available in English. And therefore, by learning English, you will be in a position to study various subjects and enhance your knowledge. Thirdly, it is also a language of the internet. So by learning English, you can have friends all over the world. Till the other day, the citizens of Germany, China, and Japan were very proud of their mother tongue and did not learn the English language. But now they have understood the value of the English language, the significant importance of the English language, and therefore they have also started learning the English language. So that is why the language English is very important and all of you must know it very well. Now coming to the books. Books are a very good companion for life. It can influence yourself in your life. For example, Mahatma Gandhi, father of the nation, is influenced by the story of Raja Harishchandra, and he took the oath that under come what may, he will never speak a lie and he will always speak the truth. Same way, when he was fighting for freedom for India, whenever he was skeptical about ahimsa, it was the book written by Leo Tolstoy which gave a strong impetus that yes, come what may, I will go by the path of non-violence and win the freedom for India. And ultimately he did. And that is why the books to be read, and you have to read as many books as possible in this young age, as it will enhance knowledge. Thank you.
Finally, I thank our Vice Principal, Mr. S. Seshan, our English teacher, Mr. S. Selson, and all the teachers and students for your support for this program. Enjoy the day. Happy World English.
English is a treasure, English all the time.